Hello everyone, thank you for joining. Thank you to those who are joining in consciousness. And hello to those who are listening to the recording. It's a real blessing to be here with you. I've been really looking forward to sharing this live stream with you today. And it's in response to a question that was sent to me, which was this. What does Joel Goldsmith actually mean by resting in silence? Isn't that a super question? And understanding it is key to understanding the whole basis of Joel Goldsmith's work. Often we can glibly use popular phrases in the spiritual field, but do we truly understand or even experience the depth of what these words are pointing to? So I'm going to share insights on what I've discovered Joel means, and then take that a step further by sharing it experientially with you. But before I do, let's just be still for a few moments. I invite you to close your eyes with me now and be still. Hi, Glorian. Thank you for joining. Okay, let's be still. Thank you. Hello, Asad. Thank you for joining. A warm welcome to those who have just joined us. So in order to discern what this inner stillness or silence that Joel is referring to, he encourages us to begin by considering our true identity, our spiritual identity. In the book, The Spiritual Power of Truth, he tells us this, and I'm going to read from chapter 6. It's a fairly long quote, but all of it's relevant, so I'll read it out to you. He says, I am invisible. You have never seen me. You have only seen your, or the world's, concept of my body. Me you haven't seen, for I am hiding behind my eyes. I have never seen you. I see out there only forms. I can't see you because you're behind those eyes looking out at me, and I can't see behind your eyes. That's where you are, not inside your skull, but looking through those eyes. Now, if you have pondered in meditation this idea, who am I? What am I? I do not exist in my feet. I do not exist in my knees, in my stomach, in my chest, in my head. Then where do I exist? I search myself from toenails to the topmost of my hair, and I cannot find me. I ponder and ponder. What is this mystery of my true identity? Why is it I have always thought I was either of this body or in this body? Now I perceive that I am not of this body, and I was never in this body. I never could be encompassed in a body. As you ponder that in meditation, sooner or later, God will reveal to you the secret of that I, how you exist, and where, and when. Hi Dusty, thank you for joining. It's a blessing to be here with you. So when we take that first step of becoming aware of this vast expanse of invisibleness, which appears to be looking out through our eyes, Joel encouraged contemplative meditation, especially if you're new to meditation or faced with a thought or situation that you find challenging. In meditation, we come to see that where I appear to be is in fact this expanse of emptiness. Although it's not really empty, but it's no thing. It's a field of consciousness. It's the mind that I am, and it's the spiritual body that I am. So when we see that there's no me, no personal sense of me, that idea is a mental image appearing in consciousness, the silence that I really am, then the realization comes that there is no other. I alone am. And then we can just rest in the awareness of that. So the important thing is to stay in the center of your being, the mind that you are, and rest there. I love the quote from Lao Tzu, who tells us, "Stay in the center watching and forget you are there." And that's the discipline, consciously being a portal or a vacuum for spiritual light to express through. Another way Joel suggested we can become aware of our true identity is in his book, Rising in Consciousness. So in his San Francisco lectures, he said this. This is the book. This is my copy of the book. And I'm going to read from chapter 6. And in the lecture, he said this. This is a shorter quote. "Watch, as if you were looking over your own shoulder as to what God was going to bring to pass in your experience. The God that is right where you are. Watch everything that you do, everything that you hear, everything that you are thinking. The God that sits at the center of your consciousness knows all that is going on. And we are sort of watching over this shoulder to watch God appear in form and unfold as our experience." Does anyone have any comments or questions at this point, or would simply like to say hello? It's a real blessing today. As I say, I've been really looking forward to sharing this live stream with you. Okay, well, if there are no comments at the moment, let's continue. So if you're being still with your eyes open, you may become aware that seeing, for example, is happening. You're not doing it. It's happening all by itself. Thank you, Gloria. And Gloria is saying beautiful. So we're aware that appearances and sounds are arising, and we're simply aware of them. So in meditation, we're not looking for a cessation of thoughts or to obliterate them, because they'll still arise. However, the more you're being still and simply watching as they appear, you'll find they begin to subside all by themselves. Now, there are infinite ways to experience stillness, and the more you practice and rest in it, the more tangible it becomes. You often find that those who meditate continuously may exude a very visceral, peaceful, loving energy. Some have a subtle sparkle in their eyes, a radiance in their hair, their hands, and their feet. Some exude a powerful, beautiful fragrance. Spirit expresses itself in different ways, but in its own way. It's not something that can be contrived. And if we close our eyes when we're meditating, we may be simply listening, aware that listening is happening, just as seeing is happening. You may sense light radiating through you, perhaps through your heart center, perhaps from inside where your head appears to be. Glorian's just posted a comment. She says, for me, listening to the silence. Yes, exactly. Spirit to the senses is silent, but you may perceive it as a fizzing as consciousness flows out through you. You may feel a deep sense of peace within your heart. You may experience a deep intake of breath, which Joel called the click, and a strong conviction that all is well. Also, I want to point out that, remember, when we meditate, there are people around the planet and in spirit who have dedicated their lives to resting in stillness, lifting up world consciousness. And I say this so that you know that when you're being still, you're naturally tuning in and connecting with that resonance. Joel's promise to his students was that the consciousness of Joel would remain eternally available for all those reaching out to him. And really, it couldn't be otherwise. And I say this to you because you're not required to realize truth by yourself. In actual fact, that's impossible. As the Bible says, ye have not chosen me, I have chosen you. So the responsibility is on his shoulders. Okay, I'd just like to pause for a moment to say thank you again to those who are joining in consciousness and to those of you who are listening to the recording. It's such a blessing to be here with you. So let's be still now for around 4 or 5 minutes. And I know that 5 minutes just flies by ordinarily, but it can seem an awfully long time when you're being quiet, especially when you're listening or watching a silent YouTube video. You might like to pause this video if you're watching the recording and find somewhere comfortable to sit for a few minutes. I'm hoping this live stream will be one you can watch again and again if you're wanting to be still or just needing upliftment. It's something you can benefit from whenever you're watching it. It doesn't matter if you're watching the recording or even watching the recording in several years' time. You'll still experience the benediction because there's only ever now. And I'll link my video on this subject in the description. I'd like to add that there are others who have kindly offered to join us in consciousness today for the purpose of healing upliftment. And I'd just like to acknowledge all of you and say a big, big thank you. So let's meditate now. At the end of the meditation, I'll say thank you, and then we'll share any comments. If you're watching the recording, please do feel free to comment, even if you simply just want to say hello, to connect and say hello. Or if you prefer to contact me privately, my email address is in the description. Okay, so let's stop now and just be still. Thank you. Thank you. Would anyone like to share any final thoughts or comments? How was that meditation for you? Gloria's saying thank you. Thank you to you as well, Gloria. In which case, I'll leave you to rest in that beautiful peace that we've just shared. Next week, Crystal Starr will be joining me to discuss more on the art of meditation by Joel Goldsmith, and I hope you'll join us then. We also connect in healing meditation as a group every day at 5:30 p.m. UK time, and you're very welcome to join us for that. The link for the WhatsApp group is in the description. But for now, love to you all, and deeply thank you.